Alrighty guys, so today I'm here with Kate. Kate, how you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
Great to hear.
Yeah.
So we're at the film festival today. How you feeling?
I'm very excited.
And do you have a movie that you're presenting today, correct?
Yes, I have a documentary in the festival.
And what is it called?
The name of the documentary is No Trespassing, the Cycle of Poverty, Abuse, and Addiction in the Ozarks.
Okay, and can you give us a quick summary of what that movie's about?
So I have been a therapist my entire career, and at the time, around 2013, I was working in Southwest Missouri and Northwest Arkansas as an outreach therapist, and I was working with a lot of poverty and abuse, and I saw a lot of addiction, and I realized that there's a cycle aspect to this as it comes down through the generations. So I wanted to interview people who were caught in this cycle and let them tell their stories about how they felt, about feeling trapped, and what efforts they were making to get out of the cycle. And it starts off with some pretty hard stories, but it ends up with a lot of hope. And the whole like summary of the film is it takes 1,000 pictures to show 3 little words, which is people can change.
Absolutely, and we'll circle back to your film because that sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
What was it like jumping from being a therapist to a filmmaker?
Well, I've always been a writer, and I had written several scripts, and I'm enamored of movies. I love them, and so I had always written scripts. So just having a lot of frustration of not being able to fund some of my feature-length scripts, I decided that I had an interesting subject matter here and stories that needed to be told. So I just grabbed a camera and a microphone, and I just filmed stories. And it's the first documentary I ever made back in 2013, and I've made 3 since. But it's won a couple awards, and it just seems to have a really great audience appeal.
Absolutely, and what was the inspiration to make this kind of film?
I felt like I had to share, like my line in the film is that I wake up in one world and I go to work in a very different world that most people don't ever see. So I wanted to bring light and shed light on the plight of people who are caught in the cycle, and efforts in the community to help get people out.
Absolutely. I grew up in a pretty tough neighborhood, and I'd seen that cycle firsthand.
Yes,
so,
yes.
you know, seeing somebody that wants to put that story out there when no one else when everyone really wants to turn a blind eye to that is really,
And that's why I call it No Trespassing, because the number one thing that I saw driving, doing this outreach therapy in this like rural county was like no trespassing signs everywhere. And somebody made a point, I didn't think of this, but somebody else made the point that not only do they want to keep outsiders out, we also don't want to go in. And so like I had to traverse those no trespassing barriers to get inside, and that's why it's called Inside the Cycle of Poverty, Abuse, and Addiction in the Ozarks, because I had to get past those no trespassing signs, and people didn't want to let me in. But then when I got in, they did want to tell their stories. So it was really rewarding.
So other than you just being a certified, just amazing human being for doing that, that takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of courage to do that.
It does. It was a little dangerous at times. There was a time when I pulled in, my husband was helping me film some of these, and I pulled into a driveway to just do some notes or something, and a truck pulled in behind me. Oh. And they were like, "What are you doing here? You're on our property." And I was kind of like, shoot first and ask questions later type. So there were some scary situations.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So other than you being this courageous woman, why should these people watch your film?
I think that people need to hear this story and understand that in our very community, there are people and children in particular living out this cycle, and that it doesn't take a whole lot to find those charities, those nonprofits, those organizations that are helping those people, and to either give of your time or your money or your resources in some way to help these organizations so that they can help people, because people can break out of this cycle, but it takes help.
Absolutely. Kate, thank you so much for your help, not only for the community, hopefully reaches out to my community, but for being here and giving us your time.
I appreciate it. I hope you come see the film.
Oh, I'm super excited. Hopefully I can.
All right. Hope so. Thank you.